the NFL championship weekend this weekend. We have the Green Bay Packers hosting the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at 2:05 on Sunday. And then we will have the Kansas City Chiefs hosting the Buffalo Bills in the 5:40 game for the AFC Championship. Of course, we have to give our picks. I do have a little bit of an update. I had a great weekend last weekend because, of course, I did. 4-0. Sitting at 64, 48, and 3 in first place by a long shot. Not a long shot, but a good enough shot. Matt is at 60, 52, and 3, and Zach is at 55, 55, and 5. Zach
That's
is
a lot of
5.
fives. 55,
it is a lot
55,
of 5.
and 5. Wow.
It is a lot of 5. So let's jump right into the first game on Sunday. The Packers hosting the Buccaneers. I, of course, am going to take Green Bay -3. Little revenge game. I know that also this week, former GM that drafted.
Stealing a half a point there, huh, Boomy?
What'd you say?
Stealing a half a point there, huh?
I got it right here. 3.5.
I thought you said 3. I'm sorry.
Oh no, I might have, but that's the other games at 3, so I might have mixed those two up. Ted Thompson did pass away this week, so a little something extra to play
that
for.
That guy game, huh? There we go.
Yep, you got.
I'm going with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers because they got. I mean, Tom Brady. Say what you want. I mean, he wins these games all the time. The only thing that does worry you is I think it's like the 4th time that Aaron Rodgers has been in an NFC championship game. It's the first time it is a home game.
Yeah, that is weird to think about.
That's huge, but I'm going to go with Tom Brady and the Buccaneers.
Yeah, I bet it already just because when the lines came out early on Sunday night, I like the Chiefs at 2.5, and I like this one at 3.5 because they were under 110. So that was like kind of interesting to me. So I jumped on Tampa then. It's kind of still in that same range a little bit. Saved a little bit on the juice, but it's not a game I feel great about. So I'm just going to stick with Tampa because I'm already there. I do think Tom Brady getting a field goal is never a bad thing, especially with the Super Bowl on the line. So I don't hate having that side. I'll just put it that way.
I don't disagree with you, and I even said this last week. I don't bet against Tom Brady in the playoffs. If it wasn't the Packers, I'd probably be, if they were playing any other team, I'd probably be leaning that, especially Tom Brady getting points in the playoffs. But obviously, I think different things are going to happen. So
I know Zach and I both listen to Boomy. I don't know if you do or not, but Pick Central on Barstool Radio. And Ben Mintz has brought up a point about the Buccaneers a lot in the last couple of weeks is about how they were built to peak in the playoffs. And I think he's absolutely right. It's one of those teams that they had to mold. They brought in Brown to kind of supplement the receiving core. They've got a lot of new talent, a whole new scheme. And it's going to take a few weeks to kind of get on the same page.
Well, and think about how late that roster got constructed, too.
Right.
But
and it was
Antonio Brown being out is huge, too.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right there. I do think, just like we said, though, Brady with the Super Bowl on the line is never a bad thing.
Hard to argue with you there. But, yeah, like you said, Zach, Antonio Brown will not play on Sunday. Let's move into the AFC Championship. The Kansas City Chiefs are hosting the Buffalo Bills at 5:40. Chiefs -3. Patrick Mahomes, of course, as we all called it, Patrick Mahomes will play after being evaluated by an independent physician, as they are saying. I think we all knew that was coming. But
it said after he went through the 5th protocol. I can't imagine what those would be.
Yeah, who knows? I can't imagine that was a real doctor, but that's just me. What do you guys got? What are you thinking? Are the Chiefs going to head back to the Super Bowl?
I'm going with the Buffalo Bills. Oh, you're going. I'm going Bills. Plus, what you guys got? You guys have 3 or 2.5? I have 2.5 on here.
I got it at 3, so you can.
I'll take 3.
I had 2.5 early in the week is when I took the Chiefs. I see 3.5 right now.
I just think this Buffalo team, it hasn't played its best game yet, and I think that if it can put the offense and defense together, they can beat this Chiefs team and go to the Super Bowl. And so that's what I want also.
I don't disagree, Zach. I You're absolutely right. I think Buffalo can win. I think it's probably as much of a coin flip game as anything. But I'm going to take Patrick Mahomes. I just think the experience. I think
you can't go wrong.
Right. I don't know. I just really hope. I hope they're both good games. I think they both will be good games.
Yep, I'm on the Chiefs as well for those exact reasons, Matt. I like, it's hard to go against, like I talked about earlier, it's hard to bet against Tom Brady. It's hard to get a bet against Patrick Mahomes right now.
And the thing is, against those two guys, who would you take to beat them? You'd take Aaron Rodgers and you'd take Josh Allen.
Yeah,
it's exactly the two guys you'd want if you're trying to beat them. So both of these games, it's like either way. And a podcast I was listening to was Bet the Board. And they have FanDuel's line setter on there. It's John Sheeran. Really good interview every week. He was talking about how they've got huge liability in the sports books on the Super Bowl futures for all four of these teams.
Oh, yeah.
Because at the preseason, all four of them were good values still. And all four of them are good quarterback teams. They all had a ton of potential. And the Bills, obviously being a little bit of a long shot, has a huge fan base that's always going to bet them. So it's like really interesting that they're going to take a hit any one of these four teams. How close they are. They're all really closely rated teams when you get down to it.
Well, I think we talked about this at the beginning of the week. I think you have the four best teams in football left. I mean,
I don't know how you can argue that. There's no fluke out of these four.